Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. It's Ijoma here, and in today's video we are going to learn how to make this particular dress with a basque waistline. So the video is too long, the tutorial is too long, and it is strictly for advanced students, so I had to divide it into two: the pattern drafting video and the sewing video. Now this is the fabric that I'll be using for this. I have this teal green for the top, and I have the other Ankara for the down part. Though I want to change my mind, I may use orange for the bustier area. Now we are going to draft a full gown first of all. Then from the full gown we can now draft the top and the down part. You can see that it has an inverted basque waistline. Now I have my bust point 10. I have my under, but like I said, this is for advanced, and I hope that we can understand what I'm saying. My under bust is 13. My half length is 16. My shoulder to hip is 27 inches, and the full length of this gown will be 47 inches. It is a 3/4 gown, so I made it 47 inches. After getting my 47 inches, I will cut out the remaining parts of the paper, and I'll go ahead and rule my lines. Now I am done ruling the lines, and the next thing that I'm going to do is to divide this paper into two so that I can get my front and my back block. But for the sake of tutorial, for the sake of this video, I had to divide this paper. I had to cut out this paper at a point so that I will not get confused. I will draft the front separately and I will draft the back separately. Now our chest line is 8 inches. That is 2 inches above our bust point. That's why I made it 8 inches, and I'll mark a straight line. After that, we are going to get our neck width and our shoulder. If you check the neckline of this dress, the neck width, the wideness of the neck is really small. At the shoulder area it is really small, but when it came down towards the bust point line, it became wider. Now I have marked my shoulder, and I'll mark my armhole. The width of the neckline is 2.5 on fold, and I'll go ahead and cut out the other parts of the paper so that we will not get confused. So like I said, the wideness of this neck is not too much. It is 2.5 on fold, 2.5 inches on fold. Now I am done cutting out the remaining parts of the paper, and I will cut out my armhole. After cutting out our armhole, the first thing that we're going to do on this dress is to get our yoke. Now I want this yoke to stop at 6 inches, and the wideness of the neck around that scallop area will be 6 inches also. Like from the shoulder you come down by 6, then from the center of the paper you go in by 6 also, because we need to get this triangular shape around that neckline or the yoke area. So from our neck width, that is 2.5, I connected it down to that point where I went in by 6 inches. You can see the shape of our yoke is coming out already, and I'm going to mark my scallop design, and my scallop design will start from 6 and stop at the chest line. From 6 to chest line, 6 to chest line, 6 inches to chest line, 6 inches down to chest line. Now I have my scallop design right now, though I'll still cut this place off. I'll go ahead and extend my yoke so that it will enter in between two scallop. You can see what I did there. That yoke entered in between two scallop, and then I am going to recurve my armhole. You can see the way I placed my armhole curve. I'm going to recurve my armhole. My armhole is not going to be straight. I had to recurve it, and that is my yoke. Now this yoke is the major part around that place. After getting my yoke, I will have to cut off this scallop area also, but the main target is the yoke. So before you can get your yoke, you will draw your scallop to get it. Now you mark your nipple to nipple, that is 4. My nipple to nipple is 4, and I will connect it from my neckline down to my hip line. Sorry, I have not labeled this paper. I'll go ahead and label it. So this is my hip line. I have my half length, I have my bust point, and my chest line. You can see our scallop line is on the chest line. Now I'll also label my full length. After doing that, I'll go ahead and cut out my yoke first of all, And like I said, you draw your scallop design so that you will know where the yoke will enter. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Then I'll go ahead and cut out that scallop design and the yoke. Now this is my yoke. I'll go ahead and keep it aside, because I've gotten what I wanted. Now I am left with this. So you know, for a normal bust style, you will do upper bust tightening and under bust tightening. I'll go ahead and mark my under bust line first of all. My under bust is 13 inches. I'll mark my under bust line first of all. So now here is my under bust line, and I'll take out 1 inch and 1.5 on the other side, 1 inch from the center and 1.5 from the other side. And I'll go ahead and connect to the 1.5, from 1.5 up to the bust point. Then this one is 1 inch. I'll connect it to the bust point also. After doing that, we are going to connect from the under bust down to the hip line, from the under bust straight down to the hip line. You can see the shape of the dart from the under bust down to the hip line. Then I'll go ahead and shade. So this place that is shaded right now is the under bust dart. We have taken out our under bust dart. So we are going to cut out this scallop neckline so that we can get our accurate upper bust tightening. We need to do upper bust tightening. So cut off this scallop and replace it with a fresh paper. Get a fresh paper and replace that area. So I am doing this. I feel like this method will be easy for us to understand, though we have another method for this. So I'll go ahead and close this particular area. I'll close this particular area. Now if I turn, you can see that the scallop neckline is no longer there. So I'll remark my chest line, and my chest line is 2 inches above my bust point, right? I'll go ahead and remark my chest line. So after my chest line, remember that our scallop design started from 6 inches back. So my chest line is 8, so 6 inches is 2 inches above this chest line. My chest line is 8, so I've placed the paper I cut out before, and if I measure it, you can see that it is 2 inches above that chest line. And I'll go ahead and mark a straight line there, and that is where our scallop design will be. The former scallop design was at this level also. So you go ahead and cut off the remaining parts of the paper. We have gotten our chest line, and we have gotten our scallop length, our design length. Now I will extend my dart line up, and I will take out 1.5 inch or 1 inch for my upper bust tightening. I'll take out 1 inch or 1.5 for my upper bust tightening. Upper bust tightening is very important. That is what will make your neckline to relax very well on your body. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Now I'm going to shade it, and this is my dart for the front of this dress. I have gotten my upper bust tightening, I've gotten my under bust tightening. Now I'll go ahead and take my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches seam allowance, and I'll measure the dart at my half length. The dart at my half length is 2 inches, so I'll divide my waist by 4 plus 2 for that, and another 2 for seam allowance. Waist divided by 4 plus 2 inches, the dart that went off there, and another 2 inches for seam allowance. It is supposed to be 7 plus 2, 9 plus another 2, 11. My waist is 28 divided by 2. Divided by 4 is 7 plus 2 for that, and 2 for allowance. Then I'll connect from my bust point to my waistline, and my hip, I'll take my hip divided by 4 plus 2 inches for seam allowance. Now I'll connect from my waist to my hip. The next thing is my knee line. My knee line is 10 inches below my hip line. So from my hip line, I'll come down by 10, and I'll mark a straight line there. That is my knee line. So for my knee measurements, I will take out 8 inches from my hip. My hip is 40 minus 8, that is 32, divided by 4, and that is 8. So I marked 8 inches for my knee line. Now I'll go divided by 4, 40 minus 8, 32, 32 divided by 4, that is 8. I marked 8 at the knee line, and I connected straight down to my full length. And this is a the gown. Like this gown started from the shoulder down to the full length. Now after getting this front block, I am going to come down by 2 inches from my half length, and I'll go up by 1 inch from my hip line, and I'll mark my basque. You can see the way I'm marking my basque. Come down by 2 from the half length, go up by 1 at the hip line, and then mark your inverted basque. So you can see the shape of this basque waistline. It did not come down, you went up instead. Then I'll go ahead and trim off the darts, like the under bust and the upper bust darts. Then I will take them off. You can see I have not marked my scallop design. I want to close this upper bust darts before marking it, so I'll use my masking tape to close that upper bust, the upper bust darts. I'll close it up. This method, I feel it to be easy. So after closing that dart, you can now go ahead and mark your scallop design. So just close it from the top down to the bust point. You are okay. You don't need to close all the darts, no. Now after doing that, you are going to mark out your scallop design, and I will have like four of them up there. So from the center, you will come down, number 1, you go up again and come down, number 2, you go up again and come down, number 3, and then this is the last one. You can see our scallop design is there. So when joining on your fabric, if you join that area, you get your upper bust tightening and your scallop design at the same time. The upper bust will be very fitted, the scallop design will still be there. And when I'm sewing, I'll add a hard gum, like a hard interface there, so that it will relax very well. It will be firm. It doesn't need to be bending. Now I'll go ahead and cross check, and I noticed that the center piece is somehow shorter than the side piece. This is our yoke. If you fix your yoke, the dress is taking shape. So what I'm going to do is that I will add an extra paper to my center piece. I'll add an extra paper to my center piece, and then I will make sure that my center piece and my side piece are equal on paper, so that when I'm joining on fabric, they will be equal on fabric also. Now they are okay. I'll go ahead and remark my basque 2 inches below half length, and then I'll remark my basque. Then if you cut this off, 2 of them will be equal when joining. When you are joining, 2 of them will be very equal there. That is one good thing about pattern drafting. You will see the outcome on paper first of all before you transfer to your fabric. Now I'll go ahead and reopen my center and my side. After cutting the center and the side, this is what you will have. It is very easy. This pattern drafting will make it easy to cut some fabric. Then I'll close my skirt dart on paper also. I'm trying to close my skirt dart on paper. After closing it, I will use my masking tape to hold it down. So if you close this skirt dart, you will notice that the basque will not really align. So what you're going to do is that when cutting on your fabric, you will make sure that the dart aligns on your fabric. Now I have my skirt and I have my top. This is our front, and we have gotten our yoke also. Now over to the back, I have chest line, half length, hip line, knee line, and full length. So our full length is 47 and our knee line is 37. So this is our zipper allowance. I left 2 inches for my zipper allowance, and I'll go ahead and mark my lines. So the back of this bust here or this dress will be easy. It is just normal darts. You don't need to do too much. You don't even need if you want to boycott your half length, you can sew the back without a half length. So I'll go ahead and mark 2.5 for my neck width. I'll mark my shoulder, I'll mark my armhole. I hope you understand, because I said that this tutorial is mainly for advanced students. Then the neck width is 2.5, because the front is also 2.5, the neck width. And I'll connect it. I'll give it a little round neck at the back. Now I'll get my nipple to nipple 4. I'll extend my line from chest line down to hip line. Sorry, that area is hip line, not knee line. Then I'll take out half inch on both sides of the darts. And then from hip line, I'll come up by 3 inches. I'll connect down my normal dart, and I will connect up also. Now after doing this, I'll take my bust measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches seam allowance, my waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch for that, and another 2 inches for seam allowance. And remember, as you're taking this back measurements, all your measurements are starting from the zipper allowance line. All your measurements will start from the zipper allowance line. Also go ahead and mark my hip divided by 4 plus 2, knee divided by 4, and then I'll connect to my knee and then to my full leg. After doing this, I'll go ahead and cut out. So after cutting this out, I don't know if you know about zipper bulge intake. The zipper intake at the center back, you will go in by 1 inch at the zipper allowance and connect the way I am doing right now, so that the zipper area will not be bulging. Then after that, I will divide from my half length. I want mine to have half length. So when you are cutting on your fabric, automatically you will notch your dart. You will notch where your dart will be at. Now this is my fabric, but before we proceed, I want to draft our sleeve also. We have this cone sleeve. This dress has a cone sleeve, so this is the paper that I want to use for my cone sleeve. The paper is on fold. This particular paper is on fold. So what I'm going to do is that I will fold my paper into just two, and then pick a point. From that point, I want this length of my sleeve to be 7 inches. I'll go ahead and mark 7 inches so that I can get a half circle. This will help me get a half circle. Then I'll go ahead and cut out. I added like extra half an inch so that it will be long. So after joining my sleeve, it will give us this cone shape. This is what we are going to use for our sleeve. Now this is our sleeve pattern. I will keep it aside. Now this is my fabric, and this is I said that I'll use this crepe, but I think I'll have to change it. It is dull. I want to add a bright color to the top, or I may even use black for the top. Now I'll cut out my skirt pieces first of all, because the skirt pieces and the back, the whole of the back will be Ankara. I want to make the whole of the back Ankara. If you want to make the whole of the back, if you want to combine the back also, you are free. But for me, I want to make the skirt part of the front Ankara, the top a plain fabric. Then for the back, I will use Ankara for the whole of the back. Now this is my Ankara. I'll go ahead and cut. So as I'm cutting, I'll add extra 1 inch to my full length for turning. Now cut. For the other one also, I will also cut. For the back, I will also cut out my basket, and that is where we'll be stopping at for now. This is where we'll stop at for part 1. For the part 2, we are going to do the cutting and the sewing. I know the reason why I divided this video, because if all of them are here, I may not really have the time. You can notice that this video is a kind of fast. I may not really have the time to explain the pattern drafting very well, and pattern drafting is really important. That's why I took my time to explain it in this video. In our next video, I will show you guys the sewing and the finishing of this dress. Thank you so much, and do not forget to subscribe. Bye.